beer factory opened for them. And who headlined? The Devil Wears Prada. You were there as well? Right. Gotcha. And me and Kevin were there. Orange, thank you very much for the 59th month. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute. Recently it's been kind of cold, but I'll take a hot minute. Is that today, Hylam? I saw Devil Wears Prada twice in like 6 months that year. Because I then saw them at a festival later that year. So this city is mostly orcs with a few dwarves. I've been trying to maintain the happiness of the orcs. They've been a little bit unthrilled with me as of late, and I'm having to make homegrown orcs as of late by making breeders, which is a pretty slow process, but we're trying. May 8th? I mean, I don't know. The next thing that I'm doing on the mainland for concerts, and that's assuming my foot feels better by then, is Glacial Mutilation, which is 3 days. It's just 3 days of shows at 2 different venues for 1 ticket price. It's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I want to say. And they're all just like tiny bands, tiny local bands. So that's the next thing that I'm doing after this. Like, I mean, today is, you know, The Offspring and Bad Religion. But, yeah, the next thing that I have tickets for is that. I know that, I want to say, like, Hammerfall and Elven King are going to be at the Rickshaw in October. But that's not for a while. There's a bunch of shows right now that are announced that I'm kind of mad because, like, they're all in Quebec. And I'm like, man, I'd want to go to that, but... Yeah, this is like February 19th. So here's hoping that like my foot doesn't fall off. Before then. Although I just saw a show that's also in February where I'm like, huh, I could do that. But I need my foot to feel better. Just scrolling through like the places that I buy tickets. For shows generally. Oh, I'll probably go to Mosh the Rock next year. But that's in Souk. What happened to my foot? There is 5 broken bones in my foot. And what happened was I dropped the bicycle on it. I have a air splint on my foot right now, which is a, how do I put it? It's like, it's those Velcro splints that you see on people. Yeah, it happened on Boxing Day. And it took me about 2 weeks to realize it was broken because it kind of didn't hurt all that much. And then it started swelling. So I eventually got it looked at, and, now it's been looked at, and I have a splint on it. So I'm just going to try and play a little bit slowly for a bit and see if I can increase the general happiness of this city. Because it's not that it's bad. We're actually pretty good. But I would like to bring in a higher percentage of happy orcs. But this is the scale of the city at the moment. It's pretty small. My main goal is an extension of my goal from yesterday, which is I would like to go to the overworld. I would like to take my little army, which currently has about 370 soldiers in it. I want to get them better armed, and I want to take out this army and take over this location, because then I would get the entirety of this little zone as mine, and I would have more people that I could trade with instead of just them. And that will help significantly. It'll also give us access to more migrants, amongst other things. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, I'm just hobbling around. Are you still alive? I actually don't know. Can I check? Where's the full list of populace? Can I search? Filter. Sort. Name. Guess I would have to favorite you. Alan McGrunt, yes, you are still alive. I'm gonna favorite you. How do I favorite you? There you are. You're currently gardening. You're 46 years old. You're a weight of 72 units. I'm assuming that's kilos. Working hard for your majesty in guard post 002. Efficiency is one of its main priorities, and is secretly a meat eater, and loves the taste of entelodont. Name something Elton John. Sounds like a noble. Does this look like an Elton John to you, chat? That looks like an Elton John to me. He's 29 years old. He's a height of 4'8", weight of 72. Busy inspecting responsibilities your majesty has appointed it with. Tried everything to get his tusks to grow neater, but gave up recently. He only has 1 out of 6 units of clothing. This game is one of your favorites in YouTube chat, Abdo? I think there's parts of this game that I really like, and then there's parts of this game that make me want to tear my hair out, but that's also just video games to a point. All right, well, my innovation has dropped pretty considerably, and my theory as to why this is lack of clay. But I've now provided them with clay again, so I'm not actually sure as to why the innovation has dropped so drastically. So I'm just going to make another laboratory and see if I can fix this. It's like kind of not a great spot for me to be in, to be honest. It's a bit of a pain, but let's just do that. Oh, you're in audio only mode? Gotcha. It's like a is that for data reasons? Or because you just can't look at the screen? Because I want to say if this is because of like data usage, you will get better data usage out of running on the lowest quality setting on Twitch versus audio only. Okay, so we are actually making stone now because of this mine. It's actually giving us a pretty big increase. So I'm gonna drop down the number of workers because I want to be plus on the stone. There we go. Okay, now that drops us below. Now we're at minus 23. Let's bump you back up to like maybe 45. It's plus, yeah, it's a bit more reasonable. Trying to save workforce where I can. Is there, so I was thinking about this last night, chat. For those of you who played this game, is there a menu where I can see every single workshop that I have built and adjust their output? Because I'm starting to get kind of bogged down by having to like go to every single carpenter and change the recipe manually. Like, I find this a little bit exhausting, to put it nicely. So if there's a menu where I can do that, I would love to know. If there isn't a menu where I can do that, oh well. Because you're laying in bed right now and moving stuff and getting a bit of a headache? I gotcha. But good to know. You can't see. It's on the left side of the screen. I mean, do I still have to select them all individually? Because if I do, then like... So I don't think I can do that outside of individually though still. Yeah, this isn't really what I mean. I still have to go into each of them. Like I can't, I still have to click this, click this, click this, click this, click this, click this, click this. I don't know. I guess like I'm just wishing that this game had something like top of the window priorities, population, that, this, that, priority. Okay, so this is a different version of the same thing? I mean, this prioritizes things, but it doesn't... I'm not seeing a... This is a menu I've never seen before, by the way. Like, if I click on carpenters... No, that's not what I care about. That's not what I need. It's not workers assigned. It's recipe output that I'm looking for. Like, you know how in Dwarf Fortress, I know this is a weird example, but you can go to the manager screen and you can just be like, make this. There isn't like a... Like, basically what I want is I want a grid where I can select carpenters. And then it'll say, X number of carpenters are making this thing. And then I could just click this and say, change 2 of them. I don't care which ones, to spears. Because in order for me to see what all the carpenters are making, I have to open up basically this screen and then scroll down to carpenters and then individually select these. This is what's bogging me down. Like, different ways of sorting them, that's not really what I want. Prioritizing them as in like, this is the more important thing, also not really what I want. Primarily what I'm looking for right now is just a way to see everything that is being made at the same time. But I guess that doesn't exist. Which is fine. It would be nice, though, if it did. And I need to get back up on food supply, because we are behind on food again. I'm aware that most of my labs have clay turned off. Because when I had them on, I ran out of clay, like, immediately. And I'm trying to catch up on pottery. Like, literally, this is what I'm trying to catch up on at the moment. So, thanks. I know. Unless a mod does that? No. I mean, that's like a menu that I think that this game... Because, like, this... I don't know. I feel like conversations are better in this channel when I'm playing this game when I'm not talking about mechanics. Because then chat just kind of shuts down. So let's talk about... I don't know. What do you want to talk about, chat? I just want chat to be active, and I know that very few people are going to tune in, and I doubt I'm going to make the daily minimum today. Because yesterday was extremely slow, and today will probably be the same. So let's just keep the chat moving. Fuck this stupid video game. Let's talk about whatever, like we were at the beginning. Unless nobody wants to, in which case, then I will just be sad and babble by myself while I fiddle around with this confuddling video game. I mean, it's more like the big pharaoh. You're just sketching? What you're sketching? Why did I immigrate dwarves? Because I needed more workforce and they get along with orcs. What's the end game for this one? The doing certain things with your city unlock perks for your next city. This is an early access game. It's supposed to eventually have a, like, how do I put this? Like, campaign kind of thing. But yeah, that was me at not the end of last year, but like November, SCJ. Also, because I had big mines, and the dwarves do like working in the mines more so than the orcs do. And I was getting to a point where, as you can see, available population is minus 349. Like, there is very little population available for the orcs right now. So it's kind of a... I'm trying to keep up with requirements. Yeah, like if I turn one of these on, it's going to immediately eat away at all of my clay supply, isn't it? Yeah. Like, that's just enabling one. We're also just, like, out of food right now. Which, you know, it's a good time. I'm figuring out what to do next. There's a menu here in the... Where is it? Question down to the bottom. Which are the different factions. Like, if you look at the Cretonians, they don't really mind the dwarves. If you go to the dwarves, the Dandorians, they don't really mind the Cretonians. Like, I would also take in a couple Cantors, but, like, they're almost impossible to get. I think I had 2 in a city once. Like these guys. Like, they basically just don't exist. But with the flu, boo. I don't know if I had the flu, but... Have I played the other races then? Yeah. I think, like, the most fun I ever had with this game was just playing as the elves, actually. But no, I've played... I've started as the humans, I've started as the bugs, I've started as the orcs. I think I just like the orcs the most, because... Like, if you start as the humans or the dwarves, like, the first 5 years is awfully slow because they suck at farming. So it takes a while to get any kind of food going. If you play as a lot of the different factions, like, the early game is just really slow. So I like playing as the orcs because they kind of skip that. Okay, I need to import food. Yeah, let's just import veggies so that the kids don't die. Which is a little grim, but it is almost food harvesting season, thankfully. My orchards are getting ready, too. You're getting ready. You're getting ready. Good, good, good. I do also actually have opium now, which is good. You should play Cogmind. Cogmind is very good. Can confirm. Kitty is next to you, meowing, getting to get out of his chair. Yeah. Yesterday that elves hate everyone? They do, which means it's really easy to play as them if you're cool with, like, just bringing in a lot of slave factions. Because, like, you subjugate and prosecute everybody. And you employ every slave that you can get your hands on, and they don't care because they hate everybody. So, like, the elves are the faction you play if you want to mess around with, like, having indentured servitude in this game. Which, I don't know, it's interesting. It's certainly different because it's something that this game focuses on more than a lot of other games. Cancel jobs. I just want to cancel all of this in the middle. And up to there. It's maybe not the most feel-good way to play a video game, but... Well, I don't know. Okay, so, like, let's do, like, a base explainer here. The orcs are like, chill farmers. The orcs are hobbits in this world. The dwarves are just dwarves. They're grumpy, but they're dwarves. These guys, they are, like, the Borg, or, like, I don't know, what is the vile blob of murder? They're like, not chaos from Warhammer because they're not magical, but like, these guys are just like murder drones. They're ants, basically. The humans are like, they kind of like everybody, but everybody kind of hates them, and the humans are kind of bad at everything with the exception of like paperwork. The avians, these guys, or amphibians, are like kind of your like pseudo-aquatic thing. I've never primarily played as them, so I don't know. The elves just kind of hate everybody, but like you can have a lot of servant races. They're really good at farming livestock, so like animal husbandry, and they're really good at hunting, and they're really good at like managing forests. These guys are like kind of hard to manage. They don't like doing work. I don't know how much they hate other factions. I've only had them as servants for the elves. And then these guys are like Dr. Manhattan. On an older mobile i7? I mean, 24 gigabytes of RAM is a ton of RAM. Like, are you talking like a desktop, SCJ? Because that seems fine. But you do have to be kind of selective as to who you bring into your city, because like the problem with the orcs is they're like pretty peaceful and not great at combat and aren't a huge fan of slaves. Like they get pissed off if they're slaves. And because of that, like the result usually is that if you have a bunch of like servant factions around, they just get really depressed. I'm just trying to get all of these fruits and vegetables put away. At the very least, having extra days of food is gonna unpiss them off. That's food days to me is more important than anything. I think I'm going to make a fishing area because I've got all kinds of food sources, but I just have no fishing currently. I don't feel like that's gonna be even remotely productive. Like I'm looking at this, it's all red. I think red means that low amount of fish. Or does that just mean that there's fish available? That's different that way. Like this seems bad. I don't know, it only takes 7 fishermen though. Chat, explain what red fish mean on water. Does that mean that there's no fish or low fish? It definitely doesn't mean there's go fish. It's a laptop that has the i7? Okay, gotcha. When people say mobile, I presume like tablet. You think it's deep sea bonus? Fishing seems inefficient. Fishing seems inefficient. See what you did there. I mean, it only requires 9 workers. Like that's less than a farm field. So I mean, hey, if it's some food variety, I'm just gonna test it out. I'm sorry, what? Why can't I build you? This area's not connected. Oh. There we go. I mean, yeah, it costs very little. So I'm just gonna try it, just to see what it does. There's a storehouse like right here. Which I can easily just chuck some fish in. We'll just see what it does. I mean, if it does something, that's better than nothing. The other thing that we need for food variety, actually, how's my pottery doing? Pretty fucking terrible. I think the other thing I need to do is I need to fly up into you and take like half of you off of this. even if I run out of blocks. I may need to shut down my masonry industry as well. Bing, my dear. Hi. Sup, sup, sup. Yeah, we found it. Pepper XP. Or KP. Couldn't help yourself. You were trying to just lurk, but learning more about DF as you experiment while fighting off goblin raids. So feel free to talk about Dwarf Fort. Like, something I do want to remind the Dwarf Fort peoples in the chat who don't have as much interest in this game is if you type in ! Legends, I'm now self-hosting Legends for my current world that I'm playing. So next week, when we jump back in, I will be trying to see like exactly like what I could theoretically do with that. It's using Legends browser, and if there's enough interest, I could see a world where we fork it and add features to it, but... Love the circle buildings. We're orcs, they like round. Actually, now I want to know what make round underground looks like. Oh, are you telling me I can't round off the underground? Literally unplayable. Terrible video game. How would I rate this game? Its learning curve versus Dwarf Fort? It's not easy. It is a... I don't know, it's similar, it's different. It's different because I think this game is very forgiving. Like, you can be pushed down. Like, if you're willing to deal with some tedium, you can come back from almost any disaster, I find, in this game. Like, it is very possible to come back from the brink in situations where, like, it makes no sense that you would be able to. And I do think that is, like, kind of great for a lot of reasons. But on the, like... How many spears do I have currently? 320. I don't need that many. But in, like, the grand scheme of, like, learning this game, it's not so bad. Just start off as the orcs. And just focus on farming. Or start off as the elves and only accept elves. Would be my advice if you want to try this game. But as chat said, Ping my dear, play the demo because the demo is the full game. It's just like a couple months behind in the development. So if this game interests you, if you're like, yeah, this is something that I might want to play, just go download the demo because it is the full game. That's not even like just a, you know, it's a game that you should try. Like I don't know, that's up to you. But the demo is the full game. That's the biggest takeaway that I can give you with this game. Let's get some more work up in here to hopefully catch that back up. You're disabled. You're enabled. Let's enable you. This is gonna I'm more or less just spending all of... So, I have one clay deposit, I think. And it's tiny. Tales of lawlessness spread. Tales of lawlessness in the Cretonian... lawless Cretonian and its merry band plundering shipments of taxes and distributing them amongst the poor spread like wildfire through your city. Thankfully, the Cretonian is another despot. Thankfully, the Cretonian is another despot's problem, but you still deal with the sudden disregard for your laws. Denouncing some of your peers publicly will probably work, but they will not appreciate that. Are you telling me that my peers are upset about our communism? Sucks to be them. I'm gonna denounce the peers, chat. Let's see what happens. Diminishes opinion of other factions, that's fine. Convincing the plebs that this infamous Cretonian would support your cause was not difficult. It is required. All it required was dredging up some of the recent missteps of your peers. We're not in a crime wave, motherfuckers. I mean, I've got a little bit of crime, but it's fine. We also have prisons. There we go. We've also got knowledge increasing. Innovation is still fucked. Good lord, man. That's fine, Eric. The warehouse kind of gives you the ability to see influx of usage of items made and consumed if you have to give it a moment to look and see if you can find something like that. Yeah, I mean, warehouses certainly, but it doesn't allow me to sign up and queue up things. Also, speaking of warehouses, I need to go through and upgrade a bunch of these warehouses. I basically just need more furniture. Which... just gonna go triple check that all of these are making furniture. It's just you that's making shields. Still will get you on furniture as well. Because I would like to have a more positive influx on furniture. He says he's got a negative outgo of furniture. Maybe we'll get some Cretonians soon. General happiness has gone up. They've forgiven me on restricting their food supply. You build 370 from source to play it. I think like the only traditional roguelikes I've played in the last year are Brogue, which I play rather frequently on my laptop, actually. Brogue Community Edition, I should mention. And Jupiter Hell Classic. I'm quite happy with the state of Jupiter Hell Classic, actually. Although the last patch that they released for that game came out this like same week that the Siege update came out, so I kind of didn't get around to playing it. But I would like to return to that game sooner than later, if possible. Need to increase the amount of coal. Mining ever so slightly. Okay, so it looks like we are actually going to get some fish coming out of this fishery. Not a ton, though. Kind of feels like fishing might be one of those things where you actually need, like, a lot of them. I'm gonna, I think, make a little land bridge. Going across here. Build some fisheries on this side. What's up, Cervix? How's things? No, not today. Cornered. Oh, that's neat. They put little stones in the pathway. They used to just, like, straight up remove the water. That's interesting, actually. Huh. But I would like to return to that game at some point. Not today, though. Maybe if we, like, quintupled today's daily minimums, but I feel like it's going to be tough enough without me making it tougher on myself, so. I sounded excited about it? Oh, I'm excited about it. Sorry, I don't want to turn this into a I have to pay bills discussion again, but. If I'm going to nuke the average concurrent view counts by playing a game like Songs of Six, I should at least stick to Songs of Six. The orcs just like being outside and being around nature, so they'll probably be okay with being outside and fishing. Should also just like remove mushrooms, because we're not gonna have mushrooms anytime soon. Same with these. And also, let's remove the rations. I know that they preferred they do like the rations, but I don't want them eating the rations. Same with you guys. Access, don't eat the rations. There we go. We've got an influx of innovation again. I'm actually pretty close to getting 50 knowledge so I could get bathhouses. As far as Jupiter Hell Classic goes, I will play that the next time it patches. And I'll probably just do a day dedicated to it. Or like an extra day dedicated to it. Because that's kind of a really good way to do those types of things. Unlocking this tech will raid security. That seems useful. So this speeds up training, I guess. I'm trying to figure out, like, I really could use psychology, actually. An asylum would be really, 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 really good. Because that would give me elderly care. One of the issues that I have right now is there's a bunch of insane people walking around. Oh, I should also upgrade those stages. I should just try and work towards taverns. Let's make that. So the guard posts I could upgrade. Pools I can't quite upgrade. Happy Thursday, Psycho. This game is your new addiction. This game is, like, a very easy time sink, I will say that. Like, I've definitely caught myself sitting here and being like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, stream this for 8 hours. Then it's like, well, 12 hours just went by. Whoops. Got, like, no odd jobbers around this. It's kind of tough. I'm gonna have to drop down some of my fruit farms a bit. The good news is actually, maybe I don't need all of these. I think I overdid the herbs a little bit. Oh, nope, still losing herbs, so definitely didn't overdo it. This is my one pottery place, which is currently disabled entirely, so let's see if we can fix that. That's going to start producing pottery. Also give them tools. Problem is now I've got minus, yeah, we're just gonna be importing clay forever. I think I should probably just accept that. Yeah, I think that's this game's biggest fault, actually, is that it does too good of a job hiding its menus, Eric. And then, like, a lot of the menus don't actually provide new data, they just represent it differently, which is actually kind of frustrating to me. But I digress. It's like the, you know, it kind of doesn't matter to me that you are displaying the data differently here. It's, I need different data, actually. Okay, so you import meat. You import veggies. You're exporting paper, which is fine. You're exporting clothing. Let's actually export. No, they never sell tools when I export tools. You're making swords. You're making tools. But I'm producing way too fucking many. So let's drop you down a bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Straight up not making any of these. Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday. I kind of wish that there was another level of zoom out. Because, like, this is a nice menu and it's useful. Not very nice to look at for very long. This menu is also useful, but it's a bit too much. It's like, I wish that there was, like, an in-between of this and this. Oops. This and this and this. Because, like, you can take super screenshots, right? Which are just, like, super high-resolution images of the whole thing. Like, I plopped some on Discord, but I can just open that up and show you. I made like a forum thread on my Discord of it, but it's like this super high resolution image. Like, man, it would be so nice if I could just like, you know, zoom out to like this level. But like, I'm sure there's some technical reason why I can't. But like, that would be so nice if I could do that. Probably run like shit is actually the reason. How polished does this game feel? I think it depends on which part. I think the city building feels pretty good. Aside from like the management stuff that I was just talking about a minute ago, which is like there is no way to just see, because different workshops can have different tasks that they're completing. There's no, like, carpenters can make a bunch of different things, but there's no way to like see what all of the carpenters are making at once on one screen. I have to like scroll through them all individually. So there's a little bit of clunk when you scale up, but I do think that the city building in this game is worth the cost of admission. Like, period. Like, the city building is what's good about this game, and it is worth the cost of the admission. I think the game starts to feel early access when you start looking at things like the... When you start looking at like the... how do I put it? When you start looking at the combat and the overworld stuff, it gets a little shaky in spots. And there's like been points where like, oh, like the balancing on this particular patch is like awful. But I do think that as far as like early access games go, this is a pretty damn good example of one. City is good, Empire is rough. City is good, Empire is thin, but functional. Combat is rough. That's my opinion. But it is improving. And there is a ton of variety in here. Like, this is a game that, like, it's kind of like, you know, Factorial Brain to a degree, where, like, it can absolutely kind of become crack if you get into the loop of it. Learning it can be difficult, for sure. But if you can get past that initial hump, I do think there is a lot here to enjoy and play. Welcome back, Adam Place in YouTube chat. But how are we doing? I think we're doing pretty good. The YouTube chat is quite quiet. Just a reminder to the folks in YouTube chat. So if I'm not reading what you're saying very often, I apologize. But just trying to keep up with where there is people chit-chatting. Reminds you of CDDA overworld map a little. You mean like visual overlays? I don't think this game needs a texture pack. I mean, this game is extremely moddable, so you could make a texture pack, but I don't know why you'd need that. I think like, I have a feeling, and I'm assuming here, and I'm sure the developer would probably say the thing that I'm assuming, I have a feeling that there's like the amount that you can zoom in and out is probably, and I say probably, a engine limitation more than anything. So breweries require pottery. I do have positive pottery now. So I'ma make a brewery. Yeah, I think like as somebody with shit eyesight, so like I can relate to that. Reminded you of some texture packs you've seen. The earlier map. Oh, you mean like the zooming out? Oh, I know what you mean now. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the overworld map, like when you're looking at it, isn't like really an issue. I think that that's actually like one of the fine screens. I think when I talk about like visual clarity issues in this game, I'm mostly talking about like, I think like there's some things that make it unnecessarily hard to watch for no reason, but I'm specifically talking about hard to watch. I need a place to put these auxiliary kettles. Like, I guess I could like put them up here, but 6275. What if I do like this and this? 83. One hundo, sweet. But this is just a zoom level, right? Like you could absolutely play the game at this size, although you would have to zoom in to build. And like this is a screen that you could use to like discern where everything is and then just zoom in and out. Like it has like that neat little zoom in window. You can just like pick a thing and then zoom in. The game's pretty abstract, I don't know. But I think visually following it, the problem is like the way this game zooms in and out, I think watching it makes it seem a lot harder to follow than it actually is. Like I'll lose parts of my city, but that's just because like I'm a camera jiggler and I think like a lot of people fidget with their camera. And if you're fidgeting with your camera, it gets kind of hard to follow. But if you don't fidget with your camera very much and are pretty good at just kind of like picking a thing, zooming in and selecting stuff, I think this game's actually pretty clear in its display of the game. I've noticed on YouTube if someone has a name followed by a dash in random characters, it's a bot or a troll. No, it's somebody who hasn't set a channel name. And I don't think it's a bot or a troll. It's usually just someone who hasn't set a channel name. Most of the people who do, maybe like 1 in 10 are a bot or a troll. Basically, I think that's a correlation, not a causation. Or a cause? Other way around? I don't know. But I don't think there's that much real weight to stand on in that. I think that's just generalizing. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of harvests in just a few days, and we've got a much higher food supply, so it could probably increase their food. We'll see where we're at when we hit harvest season. Because we're at 9 days worth of food right now. I don't want to run out of food again. I'm tired of running out of food. It's like at one point I was giving them 3 days worth of food to keep them happy, but that was too much. We were running out every year. It's better to like have food rationing than it is to run out of food. Okay, so this has too many employees at the moment. So this is going to start producing booze now. Pivad. Slightly intoxicating beverage made primarily from grain. And this is a drink of stronger kind, can be consumed by your subjects. It is in essence most of life. That's made out of fruit. This one is made out of grain. I feel like I'm gonna run out of grain now. Very slowly. I could just make another grain farm. Help! Oh no! Yeah, like if you look up my account, there's like 40 accounts on Twitch that are all blind IRL with like a number or like one different character. It's kind of creepy, actually. Also, don't worry about it, Mr. Arthos in YouTube chat. Feel free to lurk. I'm just commenting as to why I'm not going to respond to things super quickly if people speak. It's all good. Watch the way that is most convenient for you. Talk if you want, don't if you don't. Yeah, because, and so like, here's the thing, SUJ. Somebody with a bad take is not automatically a bot. But if you're like in parts of YouTube that are full of trolls, then somebody who gets banned a lot is gonna go make a new account so that they can comment again, right? So yeah, but like, just because somebody has an account where they haven't said a name, doesn't mean they get banned a lot. It just means they haven't said a name. So you're going to see more people with rando accounts that don't have names associated with them saying shit because they're the ones getting banned. So yeah, that makes sense. But like, I don't know. I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've had to ban somebody from my account from my YouTube account in the last 6 months. Like usually if someone's being dumb, they just leave. So that's all that is. It's in the skull on the top right. All right, yeah, because I haven't actually read this. Hey neighbor, I have someone here at my border claiming to know you. She is a sister and goes by the name of Lila the Outlaw. Looks kind of funny if you ask me. All right, well let's just pause this. Yeah, because you can like look up their name. This person. It's 210 soldiers with a power rank of 417. It's mostly one squad. I mean, 255, 232, 228, 131, 104, 106, 131. I think we can take them. Yeah, I think we can take him. Yeah, I don't know. That's unfortunate, SCJ. I will say, it's not worth acknowledging them as existing, but there is two things that I've tried to live my life by, and you don't have to do this. This is just something that I do. And I've done this recently for my own, like, health, is maybe the best way to put it. For a lot, there's this opinion on the internet, and I try not to talk about this very often, but there's this opinion on the internet where if somebody says something dumb or stupid or rude or mean, they're automatically a bot or a troll. If you pre-presume malice in all negative interactions, your life is going to suck. Try not to pre-presume malice in all negative situations, because if you do, you will have a very difficult time. And I genuinely believe that at this point. And the longer I'm alive, the more I believe that. And it is my humble opinion that if you are going around saying, I have a stalker, or I have a stalker who shows up in YouTube comments and like yells at me, or I am bombarded with trolls, presume stupidity and lack of education and not malice. And don't worry about it. It just means that you're affecting somebody, positive or negatively. and they might be trying to help you. Misguidedly. But it makes it much less impactful. If that makes any sense? Like, if you presume malice, then it becomes scary. It becomes stressful. It induces anxiety. And it becomes a very negative thing. If you presume incompetence, life gets easier. And that's just a piece of advice from somebody who talks to a lot of people on the internet and deals with quote-unquote trolls on a not regular basis, but basis. We'll say that. If you assume people are approaching situations with the best intentions, even if you disagree with those intentions, it makes the situation easier. Of course, you know, if you're on a platform where people are paid for engagement, then assume malice and like malicious intentions, because they're getting paid as a reward for the malicious intentions, which is why I don't post on Twitter anymore. But like, for the most part, if there isn't a financial incentive to get engagement back, most people are just trying to talk. And they might have the tact of a dumpster that's on fire. But they're just trying to talk. Then not to be... This is a horrible sentence to use, SCJ. Then you get what's coming to you. If you are trying to piss people off and bait people, that's on you. There's nothing anybody can do. If you are trying to antagonize, oh well. Sure, if somebody calls you a slur, yeah. Usually if somebody insults me, I block them. Encouraging them, especially if they're using a slur in your direction, is never going to end positively for anybody. It's not going to end positively for you or them. It's going to either end with you grabbing more of your friends, and it's going to end with them grabbing more of their friends, and then the result is just going to be a net negative for everybody. At the end of the day, putting up fisticuffs is not how you educate people or bring people to your side, ever. Even if they are being the worst kind of person. It just makes things worse. And unfortunately, like, everybody has access to everybody on the internet. And if you're somebody who is in a position to be harassed, then that sucks. And I feel bad, and I hope that you find balance. But if you assume malice, you will always come out worse off. Kill them with kindness. Be the better person. If somebody attacks you and you punch harder back, that's just going to result in them punching harder back. It's not going to result in anything positive. And then there's also Mr. Arthos in YouTube chat who mentions, sometimes we're non-native English speakers and our choice of words might be offensive unintentionally. Yeah, I've encountered that a couple times, actually. Like, somebody once left a rather offensive comment on one of my YouTube videos, and I was like, oof, that hurts. And then they were like, oh, sorry. I speak French. Raiders on their way. We didn't pay our neighbor. And they have now allowed for free passage to Lila the Outlaw. Muster the men. So they will give me a chance to fight. I always feel like I need to go to the overworld when the army's on their way, but I don't think that's actually the case. I'm pretty sure I just gotta pop up and I can fight. Yeah. Have I been sketching at all? Yep. Nothing I've wanted to share, though. Yes, you can block people in the YouTube comments, SCJ. You can turn off notifications and not look. Like, if you're looking, rather, I guess you can't physically block them as a YouTube feature because YouTube's, like, moderation comment features suck. But you can unsubscribe from replies, and you can just not look. And that's... Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what else I can really say. I've kind of said my piece. An enemy host stands gathered south of the city preparing for an assault. They will attack at any moment. If they reach the throne, it's all over. Our scouts report 210 soldiers. I don't like fighting on my own tile. I can never remember. I can never remember if you get to fight outside of your tile or not. But there they are. So which one's the strongest one? It's these guys in the middle. So it's the ones with the red hair that we actually have to focus on. All right, who's ready for some kind of janky Total War combat, chat? I don't know how useful it'll be, SCA, but I'm glad it's appreciated. Are they just sending the strong unit? Kind of looks like it. Oh wow, they are. Huh. That's a choice. Okay, so they're just crashing straight into us. Let's just grab two of these squads. Go this way. 3 of them actually is what I ended up with. See if I can surround these guys to the point where they cease to be a problem. So this is their army count. This is my army count. Really get to too many more of them. Now they're routing. Let's move up. I have a feeling that my numbers will outweigh strength because I actually have a much bigger army than they do. Or rather, a much more skilled army on average than they do at this point. It was just that one squad that I was scared of. Although I am losing kind of a lot of soldiers now. Kind of blows, but... we can always try again. I think they're just getting exhausted. Yeah. Gonna have to retry this, I think. Going to have to retry this. We learning. Is that why it's janky? I think like everything about the combat is janky, but it's like the command UI is janky, the AI is janky, the like information about it is janky. It's like easily the most ambitious part of the game, though, to be fair. See if just charging head-on is better. Yeah, this is easily the strongest of the squads, like by a lot. Yeah, no, I don't think that was the best way to do this. I think surrounding them's better. Like, look at them just getting mowed down. Holy shit. Okay, so now I know. Let's just let them die and then restart again. I do see myself being able to win this. I just, you know. It's going to be a tough one.
Nuclear vessels.
The real concern here is, will I be able to recover my troops? Oopsies, that's not what I wanted. I don't like that I have to deselect my troops to then place them somewhere. Like, that's really annoying, but... Okay, so this is the Tuffy squad. It's gonna come in first. So, like, now I need to deselect them. Combat's also quite different from the last time I played, too. Let's just pause for a sec. Such a weird little box that doesn't really mean much. Okay, I don't know why you guys are just vibing over here. This ain't all that useful, but... Let's see. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing there in the slightest.
Bring out Judith!
There we go, I see. Just get out of the formation. Tisk, tisk, man. What are the sound commands again? You found it. I still can't hear them for some reason. I couldn't hear them yesterday either, and it boggled my mind a little bit. Man. Having a hell of a time this time. Although it seems like they're trying to retreat, so let's just... Are they? Yes. Let's just let them recover. With the exception of this idiot. Just go away, you moron. Okay. What's the point if I can't hear it? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think there is one, I would say. We're in an ad break, so... Or we're going to be in an ad break in a minute. You are giving me tips that I don't even know how to consider a thing. Unseen death. I don't know how to tell what's unarmed or what isn't. I don't know what is a useful and what isn't, because this game doesn't explain its data very well at all in the combat. It's not like Total War where you have a pretty clear indication of what a troop is and what they're being used for, so none of that information is useful to me, just so that you're aware. I'm just trying to make sure I don't make my squads position backwards. But I appreciate the effort. like, higher tier tactics only make sense if you know what the point is, which I don't, so. We're just gonna wait for another 30 seconds, and then I will unpause the game, because currently we're in an ad break. But while we're in the ad break, I do want to remind everybody, this is a crowdfunded channel. I make a living because people throw bits and subs and tips and memberships and super chats at me. There are no corporate sponsorships on this channel. I get to stream what I want, and people tune in if they like it, because I don't accept piles of money in exchange for gameplay of game I don't want to play. So if you like the way I run this channel and want to support it, the best way to do that is to make sure you have a hat next to your name and help keep the channel funded. Me doing these weeks of very different content are very rarely financially viable weeks for me. So thanks for tuning in this week. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for helping keep the channel funded. Cheers, Alan. You're very kind. That's not really what I wanted. That's very much not what I wanted. You attack them. You do that. You down here, go attack. I did say go attack, but you didn't need to, actually. Let's move up to here. See if they start moving. Orange, thanks for the 5-pack as well. I've got apparently some soldiers still fighting. I'm very perplexed by this. Let's just grab these center squads and just do that. I don't have much hope here. Let's pause for a second here. Do this. Just make sure that it's just you. Just you. You guys just stay engaged. You go up to here. This is just a mess. There ain't too much I can do at the moment. Watch them just like go for the throne. Because it's like capture the flag. They just need to get to this pink tile. Kind of looks like they're going for it. Just let the rest of them leave. Now we're lining up again. Okay, so you're gonna go charge me. Now I have to rethink how I'm doing this. Well, I mean, not really kick. It's more like turn them into mold piles of crud. Send you in. Send you in. Yeah, and also I lose a lot of workforce on Scene Death, but, you know, it is what it is. Chat, could I get a Vile Force of Darkness? I think we might have this. Might. Assuming my squads don't all break. We'll see. Let's just collapse on this last army, which probably is more awake than any of my armies. Okay, hold on. I don't know how I selected 2 there, but oh, victory. Yay! I lost 139, they lost 210. We done did it! Party time. They need a party like victory music. You know? They need like a da 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 da. Also, Jake, if you watch this, I don't think you will, but if you do, can you please swap these 2 buttons? Victory should be on the right. Loss should be on the left. Please. I've accidentally restarted battles twice. I presume so, in regards to Elton John still being alive. The enemy is broken, rejoice. Spoils from the battlefield will soon arrive. Do you wish to accept the captives, or should we release them, my lord? I feel like I should accept them, because they are orcs. Because that would bring them in as slaves, and then I could just release them. I do have stockades, though. Yeah, I mean, I have 2 stockades, and I have a prison. Anyway, I'll just decline it, because I'm not positive. I have the capacity for it. That is 88 people, after all. Yeah, I don't know how to check favorites, so I don't know if Elton John's still alive. The once mighty Lila the Outlaw dies at your feet. Almighty One, this will surely send a powerful message. I get $500,000 dues, which is lovely. Let me see if I can figure this out, though. Where's the favorites menu? It's like I assigned a favorites menu. I don't know. Thought orcs don't like slaves? They like it if you release them. So I was thinking get them as slaves and then release them, but I didn't bother, so. Alright. But I presume not dead. SCJ. So micromanagement seems key. It seems to be like very basic, just surround and have decent gear. If you don't have decent gear, you're just fucked from the get-go. Your city remains lawful, but your choice of action did... Yeah, so, like, if I imprison... Like, I get a minus 20% opinion because I didn't take those prisoners. If I took the prisoners and then released them, I wouldn't get that. So, no, I should have taken them and released them. I mean, I got space for what? 32 prisoners, there's 19 in there right now. And then in my stockades, I have what? I could just make another prison, though. I have additional space for 27 and 18. Yeah, no, like, I could have taken them. Most of them. Maybe make a new prison? New one? Nah. Copy the old one and double it up? Yeah. The problem is now I'm like 130 soldiers out because, well, a bunch died. Which kind of blows, actually. Let's turn off the gem mine. Let's turn down that and that. gonna suck in a few minutes. Fishery doesn't really use that many. This uses a lot, but like... Hey, fucking Vey, man. You can just close shit. Here's the thing. I kind of don't have the ability to do that. Like, you say that, but like... I don't really have anything I don't need. Like, this... Anyways, I'm just... I'll put it this way. I do not like fighting with my population in a video game, period. Because it's like, okay, now you're just fucked for the next 30 days in game. Your next 90 minutes are going to be boring while you try and rebuild the nonsense that you just lost. I really hate that. Especially that, you know, the game forces you into combat, more or less. Also really fucking sucks. So there isn't anything in this city right now that I specifically do not need. I more or less need everything that I have, which is why I have it. If I didn't need it, I wouldn't have it. And I do not like that. It's frustrating. Yeah, no, there literally isn't anything I don't need. Fucking stupid. It's like completely kneecapping my city's ability to like function is my only option, which feels awful. Chat, what's a thing that video games do that you just loathe to the point where like you consider quitting whenever you encounter it? Me and weapons that degrade rapidly in a first-person RPG. Or third-person RPG. Or third-person game in general. Unless it's like guns jamming in Far Cry. I'm okay with that. Beer be errands. Hey, Jack, can I get a round of beers? There's so many people are listening. Loot boxes? I don't even care if you can pay for them or not. If you just have loot boxes, I will stop playing. Most likely. Especially if it's like loot boxes as a form of progression. Fuck, I hate that shit. Yeah, gatekeeping content behind a grind. I mean, that's what this feels like. It just feels like punishing me for playing, kind of. But I don't know. Games like this need failure. But I don't like the whole, oh, just turn off systems you don't need. It's like, well, I need them all. That's why I have them. If I didn't need them, I wouldn't have them. Non-scalable UI. This game is scalable UI. Actually, a game with a first-person perspective with a low FOV. I quit immediately. I blame the coffee, but I need to take a piss. You're back. Every time's pandemic. Oh, you mean just like when sickness just like kills your whole city in this game, or just in general, Peltrip? You know that's a very commonly requested mechanic in Dwarf Fortress is disease, and I think the people who request that are fucking insane. Like, I would have a very hard time finding a mechanic that I think would be less appealing than having to deal with, like, outbreaks of disease in Dwarfort. Let's just go to access and say, yeah, okay, so they don't have access to alcohol. They do. Let's disable that. I would like to build up a supply of alcohol. I know they're not going to be able to make much. But if I can build up a supply, I also need actually coal, so let's drop down the population of this a little bit. And turn up this slowly. Need to allocate the ability to use tools. That used to not be a research requirement. Putting tools into mines and things. It's a little silly if you ask me. The good part about everybody dying at war is, one, I get a bunch of money out of it. Two, we now have a huge food supply because there's much less population. Arcmaster, thank you very much for the 38 months. Check, can I get a round of beers for Arcmaster? Keeping that sub alive for 38 months. Means the world to me, man. Actually, unloading station? Is that what that is? The heck is an unloading station? Accepts deliveries from loading stations, which can then be redistributed nearby and are much more efficient than hauling by hand. Huh. Today I learned. This is new to me, actually. I know there used to be hauler stations, but I've never seen these loading and unloading stations. Interesting. They seem giant. Hauling from distant mines, etc. It makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, they used to be like, I mean, do they still have haulers? Yeah, okay, they do still have haulers, right. I think I was using one of those earlier. Where it's just like, this is a destination to bring thing. Is there any situations in this city where I would need one of those larger transport stations? I was like, that's all I'm actually looking for. Saying bring coal here. Bring more dwarves and more orc in. They require animals to haul wagons? Interesting. Okay. Intriguing. That is one nice thing about having a really big tech tree in a game. That sucks. Fuck it. I should do livestock. It's like I don't have any, but I could import some. That's 6 workers. Yeah, it's not many workers. I tried queuing one of these up earlier and then just kind of gave up on it because I didn't have the workforce for it. It wasn't super valuable at the time, but let's just harvest a bunch of forest around here. Okay. for low volume, long distance, and loading stations for large volume, 400 plus long distance. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done much long distance. Usually what I end up doing, like, if I need something that's far away, is I just, like, basically build a small town out there and then don't ever bother, but it's good to know that option exists. I mean, like, maybe for, like, this mine or, like, these herbs, that would make some sense, but actually, no, it wouldn't make sense for those herbs because I've already farmed it, but maybe for, like, hauling this stone out, I guess. I'm also going to need to import more livestock. Instead of veggies. Okay, so war beast are just normal livestock. While I have the money. I thought of one other thing the game doesn't tell you. Check to... Oh, I see you're talking to them. Yeah. So I already know that, but... Good news is, though, we are actually getting people moving in again. So I'm able to recover my now dead military. My goal for today is to be able to take over the bug people that are living in this province so that I can open up more trade routes. So I can export all of these diamonds that I have. Well, that not that I have enough people to actually mine them at the moment, but... The good news is we have a huge surplus of food again. Charcoal is low. And then you... Go get charcoal, please. Nobility past, it is a sad day. Sidar Sabas, Manix, Master of Fruit and Orchards, has passed away. Shall replace him, which actually gives me 4 noble promotions available now. Who do I want to put bonus points behind? Oh no, never mind. I don't actually get to redistribute them. I thought that you can redistribute... Wait, what? I guess they're automatically reapplied if I don't manually redistribute them? Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Also, Elton John is still the master of vegetable farms, and he's covered in dirt. All right, well, that's... kind of blows, but it's fine. I do need the extra veggies, but I would have put it on something. I would have put one of those points on coal, probably. The field of work they can boost can change, though? Sure. I don't want to take that off of farming veggies, though. So wait, hold on. If I change the Master of Orchards to... That would be charcoalers. Is it like mining and gem? Oh, I see up there. So I could set you to Master of Coal Mines, but I don't actually need that. Okay, so if I set you to Master of Gem Mines... Then I could set, like, this person of opium to... Okay, I guess I could do that. Because that would increase my output to probably quite a bit, I would assume. Literally nothing changes. Is there even anybody working in the gem mine right now, though? That might be why. Ha! It's 0. That would do it. just want to be gaining gems. Something deep and greedy. You know, as one does. I also have no clothing now because I turned off my clother, or my one tailor, which is right there. So we're consuming way more clothing than we're outputting. There we go. Now we're making clothing again. Elton John the Orc, yep. The name something redeem is up if you want to name somebody else like, I don't know, something funny. Within reason, of course. I guess the other good part about people dying in your city due to military stuff is lots of housing is available. You got 95 houses available. 95. It's crazy, man. Almost 100 dwarfs in the fort, too. Toby Tobeans? The, Toby Tobeans sounds like the master of... Oh, actually I have 2 masters of veggies. That sucks. Hold up, let me fix that. You can be the master of, I don't know, brewing. Which will maybe increase my output of brewing. And the Toby Tobeans, you can be, I don't know, the... That Obi-Wan? So this is already a hilarious name. I didn't even create this. Maria Obi-Wan Sherlock. Okay. So this guy looks like a Toby Tobeans to me. Although his name is Dragonstrike, which is... Her name is Dragonstrike? Their name is Dragonstrike? Toby Tobeans. Whoopsies, I forgot to erase this top. There we go. Toby Tobeans is 31-year-old dreamy Cretonian noble doing everything possible to serve you best by doing as little as possible, I would presume. Is described as always making the right by others, frequently daydreams instead of working, and used to have a shelter with injured animals in his house. Aw, okay, that's actually like kind of endearing. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy a nice cheesecake? I mean, heck, even I would enjoy a nice cheesecake. Also, like, behind the scenes, coordinating a little bit with my friend about what our plan is for tonight. Rumor has it that the lands to the east have been ravaged by a deadly disease, leaving cities in ruins and emptying villages of the living. Let's hope it does not reach our lands. Well, the good news is my health is pretty high, and I do have multiple physicians and multiple hospitals, so... Me and my friend are trying to decide if we should go get Korean barbecue before or after the show. Because we're not certain we're going to stay for all of the Offspring. So, because Offspring is headlining, so we might stay for like half of Offspring. I like the Offspring, but I'm a big Bad Religion fan. And I'm like, eh. I've seen the Offspring. Go for a cheesecake right about now. Look up some like recipes for no-bake cheesecakes. Like just those refrigerated ones. You can get some really easy cheesecakes out of those. So like not like cheesecake, but your girlfriend has gotten you to kind of enjoy it sometimes. I mean, let me tell you this: with a partner, cheesecake is like a mandatory substance one must consume. So it's like occasionally having boozy donuts. You might not like it, but it's part of the social contract. Look at me, like, propping up big cheesecake. Cheesecake is just an ice cream cake without a time limit. That's all it is. You do feel like the baked ones have a better texture? Yeah, but cheesecake is easy. Like, the no-bake ones are easier to make, right? I'm suggesting you make a homemade cheesecake, that's all. So. All right, so here's hoping we can muster through that. I mean, health bar is at the maximums. I have 3.73 physicians, whatever that means. There's only 0.99% corpses, whatever that means. You know, of all of the big agenda I think I could promote in this world, I think big cheesecake is one we can get behind, right? It is weird that until you give them a villa apartments. Yeah, no, I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm trying to hoard gems a little bit. I do have several, though. I got 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, I should really move somebody here. How are we doing on clothing? Let's see, if I move you... the Master of Fisheries. Actually, does it update immediately? Let's see. Okay, so that gives me almost no profit. Whereas now it's 22. Okay, I'm going to make 2 more fisheries. I just want to see if more food variety. Because fisheries don't seem to have that many employee required. Wow, I can speak. They don't seem to require that many employees. So I'm like relatively keen to do this. And then fish. They'll just build this when they get to it. It's like these, once again, as I said, they kind of cost nothing. Well, you cannot really confirm. Probably makes them happier, maybe less likely to go insane. I don't know. I know it would probably increase the value of that area. It might be one of those things where like because like unless they're deranged, they're like functional members of society. So like it wouldn't surprise me all that much if like it just makes them less likely to go nuts, so you don't have to manage them again. Which I don't know. That's pretty valuable if you ask me. I feel dumb all of a sudden. Where are we making? Where are they? Leather armor. What shops makes these? It's not carpentries, is it? No, that's shields. Is it the tailors that make the armor? It must be. I looted a crap ton from the bandit. I'm just trying to figure out where it all came from. It's like, wow, I just have so much armor. Yeah, it must have just been that, right? I should just export armor. The other thing I could reprioritize, actually. Let's see this. So currently I got plus 61 on cloth. If I set you to clay... That's minus 40. Okay, no, I'd rather keep the cloth. Brewing still ain't all that positive, although that might actually just be because they don't physically have the stuff. Furniture, what do we have right now? It's minus 10. Great. Great. Yeah, it's also because I removed a bunch of employment from that, right? Nope. No, they're all fully employed. That's wild. Let's just move this down to the minimum possible size. Let's see what this gives me. Like Cult of the Lamb. Skinny dipping is like a preferred pastime for characters in this game, Abe. Also, yes, this is in-game music. Your girlfriend was so pissed last night that she made the decision to make chili when she got off, and she had to go to two separate stores because everyone is panic buying shit because it's supposed to be really cold this weekend. Where are you, if I can ask? Like, it's supposed to be cold here this weekend, too, but that means it's supposed to be, like, freezing instead of, like, minus something, so it doesn't get super cold here. Like, cold enough to panic buy. That seems, like kind of wild, actually. HEB here has blank shelves. Yeah, people were talking about it feels like pandemic panic buying earlier today, and I was kind of a little bit perplexed as to why, but... I mean, that's unfortunate. Like, that sucks. Panic buying is no fun. Like, when people start doing that. Okay, so currently I've got plus 28 on fishing. Epidemic! Swamp lung. The disease, contrary to its name, is this like popcorn lung, is not contracted in the swamps. While it starts... Okay, what is it? Nothing could have been... A curfew can be issued to contain it. Should I issue a curfew? And also, where's that button? Slight cough over days. Breathing will get increasingly more difficult due to fluids collecting the lungs. Lovely! It's all of that herb that they've been consuming. It's under laws, isn't it? Curfew. They will not visit their ordinary jobs, and they will stay home or inside except when they need to visit basic services and deters criminals and prevents disease from being spread. But it's like almost harvest season. Just gonna wait until this number starts going down. It says as it keeps going up. Yeah, most people are just staying inside. Shelter in place, boys. I feel like this is a bad thing. Because I need to get that harvest done. Let's do the harvest. See how bad the spread is. This number going up is people getting sick. Doesn't seem to be all that bad because we do have a pretty good, like, healthcare system. So let's just get all the food harvested and put away, and then I'll lock them back inside. Also want to make some flan. Ooh. All this talk of desserts, you might actually eventually get me to pull all of my... Yeah, okay, so we're in the 80s. I'm just gonna see if it like starts to explode at some point, or if that bar starts to go down. Because for the moment, like, we're actually doing all right. Like, it's not blowing up. He says that as the number keeps going up. It's not blowing up right now, but like the number keeps going up. Good news is I have 15 days worth of food. A lot of stuff has been harvested. At the very least, all the veggies have been harvested. Let's just get all this stuff put away. There goes the fruit. Okay, the number's starting to go down. I'm not worried. We're good. The disease seems to be contained. It's dropping now. Good, good, good. Do you want to smoke some brisket? You know, I've always wanted like a smoker, but honestly, not that much for meats. At least not for beef. I've always wanted a smoker for like salmon, like that kind of thing, because that's something that, especially during fishing season here, like during salmon season, salmon is so fucking cheap here. I would smoke the ever-living fuck out of a bunch of salmon if I had a smoker. You asked your brother if he's prepped, and he said, I have tons of charcoal. Hell yeah. Although I ordered Christmas dinner this year, and the place that I actually ordered it from is a barbecue place that's specialized in like smoked meats, and they also do catering and like events and stuff. But I ended up ordering through them, and they smoked the turkey, and I have to say that that might actually be some of the best turkey I've had ever. The physicians don't even seem to be employed at the moment. Which is actually kind of interesting. Out of odd jobbers again. Time to quote-unquote remove things I don't need. Where's my masons? They're there. Thunk. Get rid of one of those. Because I'm constantly at the cap for fancy rock. Okay, so we are up to 100 in hospital. Just gonna wait until we get towards the end of fall. Then I'm gonna reinstate, I'm gonna reinstate the curfew. So now people will just go into their houses. And now we wait until that number go down. You had smoked turkey for Thanksgiving and it was amazing? Yeah, and my mom and dad have become vegetarian. Or vegetarian preferred, like not strictly, but vegetarian preferred. So I got my parents the vegetarian option that they had through that barbecue place. And their vegetarian option was, what the hell are these purple things? Oh, I guess they're fishing nets? All right. The vegetarian option that they had there was a veggie Wellington, which I gotta say, might actually be one of the tastiest things I've had in a very long time. Yeah, it was like stuffed with beets, mushrooms, and peppers. Like golden beets, pink beets, mushrooms, peppers. I want to say like, what's it called? Lentils, like several different kinds of lentils, and like crushed rice. Crushed wild rice, specifically. That was really fucking... I just had like one bite of my mom's, and that was very fucking good. There actually wasn't any tofu in anything that they did in their vegetarian options. It wasn't vegan, but like it was vegetarian, and there wasn't any tofu or anything in there. I feel like I like tofu, but tofu is kind of like, it's like white bread. It's a flavor absorbent. So if you have tofu and you put it into something, it'll just kind of like absorb whatever flavor you put it in. But I think that outside of some specific cases, I think that some people are just perpetually grossed out by tofu. Yeah, I like a baked tofu. I really like, actually, I at home, I don't talk about this very often, but I do make a vegetarian chili pretty frequently. And I use oyster mushrooms and frozen tofu. You freeze the tofu, and then when you take it out of the freezer, if it's like hard tofu, you can crumble it, and it has a very similar mouth feel to like ground beef. And so I do that just mostly because beef is expensive. And I can like make a very cheap meal with 3 kinds of beans and some tofu and some mushrooms, with the most expensive ingredient being the mushrooms. Okay, so I can increase their food access again. But I'm just gonna do the 1. And we're down to like 77 in the hospital. Back up to 80. %, lethality, damn. Does it say, like, how many people are infected? Yeah, 73. That's interesting. So, like, 107% was the health, and then me turning on the curfew boosts it up to 166. And rising, 67. Nobility passed, sad day. We lost our Master of Carpenters. We shall replace you. They refused to self-isolate, what can I say? Do you like a nice black bean patty? You know, okay. My favorite type of vegetarian food, or vegan food for that matter, is food that tries, or food that just is good on its own terms and doesn't try to be something else. Like, I like the fact that we're at a point in society now where, like, they just label a black bean burger as a black bean burger and don't try and call it they don't call it something where it's trying to be meat, you know? Like, to me, it's just like, that's just a chili patty. And I really like a bean patty sometimes when I'm in the mood for it. I like it when vegetarian food doesn't try to be something it's not. I think when they try to mimic things, it's how you disappoint people. Like, if you're telling me that I'm getting a macaroni and cheese, and you give me a macaroni and almond sauce, I will be miffed and rather disappointed. If you tell me that I'm getting a macaroni and almond sauce, then I might order that and actually quite like it, potentially. Yeah, I think I can leave the curfew off. I think we're good. Oh. A weird political ideology has spread amongst your most educated subjects. Democracy. It seems to offer no advantages compared to despotism. That you can see. But your citizens seem to think it has merit. While the movement is in its infancy, it would not take much to focus on other more deserving despots. But doing so will harm relations with them. Alternatively, their intellectual leader, Begonia, could be removed, which could resolve the situation. I mean, I'll say this. One of the best vegetarian dishes I ever had was a rice bowl salad thing. Can't remember all the ingredients. But the thing that made it so good, Astra, was it had a what they called vegetarian sashimi, which is maybe the dumbest sentence I've ever said out loud. But what it actually was a marinated watermelon slice. And I don't know what the fuck they did to it, but it had the texture of fish. It was wild. Very tasty. Spicy peanut tofu pasta. Ooh. I like me a peanut tofu. All right. I'm kind of leaning to just focus outward. It would actually be really interesting if, like, this could, like, not destroying them could actually, like, change the government type in this game. That would be really neat. Because it hardens a little when cooked slightly. I think they because, like, it was in Quebec where I had it, and my brother-in-law asked what they did to it, and he's like, they froze it, and then while it was frozen, well, they marinated it, then froze it, and then baked it while it was still frozen to the point where it was warm. Interesting. The government knows where you masturbate? Or when you masturbate, not where you masturbate. Well, that too, probably. Sorry, when someone says the government knows, that's my only response. Let's ignore them. Focus them outward. I'm between these two, chat. What do you think? Focus them outward or ignore them? Went to this pickle festival? My god. That's like me hearing about the existence of the pizza convention. Pickle festival. Fuck yeah. You had a cherry-infused pickle and it was the best that you've ever had. I make my own pickles. And I really, really, really like making candied pickled beans. Everybody got candied pickled beans for Christmas from me. Outward it is, then. Let's see what happens. Happiness go down. Loyalty go up. I would actually say that's a positive. I'm sure we can compensate for that. Loyalty is plus 100%. Fuck yeah. We also have food variety now. Having fish. It's a slow increasing tick, but I'm gonna make one more fishery. Drop it out here. I have to remove that corner though. Sad day. Sparabar, Walla Anov, Master of Fisheries, has passed away. Well, that needs to be replaced, like, immediately. We also have booze, mostly because I've restricted the consumption of booze. I'm thinking once I have about 1,000 booze, I'll allow the Cretonians to start consuming booze. Oh, other ruler's opinion of me, not mine. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I don't care about other rulers. Not much of an issue to Mises. So this produces meats. I'm also trying to increase the amount of animal husbandry and meat we have around. That's the other thing I'm trying to increase the quantity of. I'm also going to grab you, because I need more grain. Fill that up, mini bear? No, I can. So I'm gonna do two things now. I'm gonna disable my brewery. And I'm going to disable the ration maker. And wherever the frig that bakery is. Let's get that up and running. It's always fun when people figure out that they're nearby each other. Mogwai, or Mogui. The funniest encounter of two people in my chat realizing that they were close by one another was when they both realized they were both working in the same building. And both at work. It's only happened once, but people being close by is just like mathematically actually pretty likely at this point. Okay, I'm going to swap the Master of Cloth. Strange murder. A murder has occurred, but the murder is different. The victim is a Cretonian by the name... I see. Was found with his hearts removed. Perhaps it was done while the victim was alive, but we're hoping it was post-mortem. What even is this disturbing note that was... There was a disturbing note. You should have stayed out of my way. And now your organs will never see the and now will never have the ability to be played in a church again. I mean, now your organs will never see the light of day again. Wait, what? Hold on. If your organs are removed... Doesn't that mean that they're seeing the light of day now for the first time? Anyway, don't worry. They'll be put to good use in my collection. Oh, cool. I think I remember this character from another attempt. What was I doing? I was doing a thing. Let's just put you on grain for a year. Because putting you on grain will massively increase the amount of grain that we harvest. Which will be a good thing. We're in an ad break, so we'll just leave the game running at slow speeds. Hearts. Maybe they have multiple hearts. Crime is actually not the greatest at the moment, but it's fine. At least health is doing all right. People aren't dying of random diseases as frequently as they probably would be in a normal society like this. You ever sit there and watch your people work? I mean, isn't that like half of the fun of a game like this? You grew up with this dude and didn't speak to him for years, and you legit reconnected with him in a Twitch chat talking about the weather. I mentioned something that I heard outside of my old apartment once, and it was like, oh wow, thunder. And then somebody just like added me and was like, Vancouver? And I was like, Surrey. And he's just like, what street? I'm like, that's too specific. So I went to DMs and found out that he was 2 blocks over from me. That was funny. Never did meet up with the guy, but... Say Livy. These days, if I'm outside in a crowd of people, I get weird looks. People just recognize me now. But that's mostly due to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is what gets me recognized. Because people see me in shorts and, like, thumbnails and stuff. It's like, on one hand, it's kind of cool. On the other hand, it's mildly terrifying. But, you know, it's my own fault. I put my face in my videos. If I didn't put my face in my videos, I probably wouldn't get recognized. Although I maintain that the strangest / most interesting time I ever got recognized was in Las Vegas. We were in Area 15 at Omega Mart, and a random person appeared out of nowhere, said that they liked my videos, and then disappeared, and I didn't see them again, and that place isn't that big. Oh, hey, we have a serial killer. Chat, grab the extra milk in your bowls because your cereal's in danger. May the gods save us. The collector has struck again. As he now. I'm sure it's not a copycat. 2 eyewitnesses claim to have seen Yuruth Starolos at the scene of the crime on the eve of the murder. The suspect has been interrogated and, while claiming innocence, acts very suspiciously. What do we think, chat? Arrest or not? You thought you could escape me? You were wrong! Your organs will join the others in my collection, whether you like it or not. Somebody should just, like, give this man a pipe organ. I feel like that would be the much more positive way to go with this. What do you think, chat? You like my streams? Well, thanks for tuning in. It means a lot. And thanks for saying so. I think that your anecdote about being at a con and asking folks about the DF documentary and them going, oh shit, you're that person, was funny. But like Danny going, oh yeah, I have all your... Wait, hold on a second. I thought your voice was familiar. Yeah. I think getting recognized by famous people is maybe the weird thing. Like people that I consider to be like big YouTubers or whatever is what catches me off guard. Like, that clip that I made of that somebody sent, or the section of a VOD which I turned into a clip from Moon's stream when he's vaguely describing my videos without saying what the game is or what the channel of the videos were, and then his chat guessing, and then him guessing it was my videos, and then him going, yeah, is maybe the weirdest thing. Yeah, apparently Moon has watched my movies to fall asleep. And he never linked them in his chat. The coward. Yeah, there was one day, Starsmore, where I randomly got like 20 comments saying Moon mentioned you. I was like, what in the shit? Another murder has occurred, now painfully clear. That looks like a D, or like a B, not as clear to me. That our suspect couldn't possibly be the collector. What is up with this, like, mini-game? Red rum. Mm-hmm. Just waiting for this to be done. Oh no, an accident happened. It's always in the mines. I should put more, like, research points that I definitely have. I fucking hate this system, man. So that I can stop getting injuries, but that's never gonna happen. No, that was just an accident. That's an unrelated thing. It's okay. I've got a hospital right next to it. They'll just go in there and get patched up, or they won't, and then, I don't know, I'll replace them. Another killing. Great. Is there a way to disable these? I don't like these. Another murdered person, blah, blah, blah. If that's supposed to be intriguing or interesting, I'm not finding it to be that. Goda? What would Goda stand for? Get out the accident? Good old tanning assistance. I don't know what OTA would be. Get OTA my way. Well, that'll pretty drastically increase my grain supply, which is now going to increase my bread supply, which is now going to increase my other things supply. It's mostly the booze that I'm trying to boost. Orc OSHA would probably just be get the fuck out. But these orcs are like more pleasant, and these orcs are practically like hobbits. Like they are non-combative vegetarians. I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe that. So hold on. Taverns distribute alcohol, right? Like, that's what they do in this game. If I make a tavern, but don't have alcohol permitted, will they not use the tavern, or will they still use the tavern? Because I'm trying to figure out if disabling the consumption of alcohol just stops it from being sold in markets, or can you, like, condense it to just one specific task? Well, I mean, the demo is the full game, Eldritch, is what chat's trying to say. If you want to try it. It's not, this is one of those games where if you jump into the mid or late game, it is very overwhelming. If you jump into the early game, it's not so bad though. Like if you play it from the beginning, it's actually pretty approachable. But if you start from like, you know, where I'm at right now, yeah, it's kind of a lot. Trying to figure out where I could plop down a tavern. That'll do. All right, let's do tables along this back wall. knickknacks is for efficiency, right? No, it's coziness. Coziness being a stat. Let's go. Carpets, which does what? I guess just general value? Not super clear, but got plenty of cloth, so might as well. Also coziness? Well, let's overdo the coziness then. It's probably a one or the other, if I were to bet. I fucking hate this research system, chat. That's all I have to say is I absolutely despise the research system in this game. Just the fact that, like, you know, you can lose all of your research. It's just, it sucks. If it was less grindy, I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that it's grindy and, like, has many deterrents just makes it frustrating. He reworked it a while back too. I mean, so I didn't play this game for like 2 years. There was two main reasons for why I didn't play it. The research and the combat. He's reworked both of them, and I'll play the game again. I think that they're awful still. And my opinion of that ain't changing. Like, he needs to delete this system and go back to the old one. Is what he needs to do, actually. Doesn't need to rework it. Doesn't need to rebalance it. He needs to remove this one. Or somebody needs to mod in the old one again. Or just get rid of the two different types of technology and just let me mod that in. Like, just fucking... This is bullshit stupid. Fucking hate it. Okay, now that I'm done ranting. I know, the combat's fine. The combat's annoying, but fine. It's the... You need clay, and you need leather. You need two different types of research, and they require each other, and they require ridiculous numbers of employees to make function at a reasonable rate. It's just maniacally moronic. I don't know. Sorry, I don't want to just sit here and bitch, but if I could just, like, Control-Alt-Delete or undo repeatedly and remove a system from this game, it would be that. 100%. So fucking tired of it. But, like, everything else about this game is lovely. It's just the second, like, you have a grindy system where I can effectively lose everything and just feel like I'm wasting time. Why are you just, like, punishing your player base for trying to enjoy your game? No, that's the issue. It's like, right now, fucking, how many people? I have 235 plus, I have like 300 of my 2,000 population is maintaining my tech tree. Not even researching new shit. And the only reason it's still functioning is because I'm putting a huge portion of my income into maintaining it. Like, okay, I like that system, that's neat. But why do I need two different tech trees? Like, an either or? Maybe? Like, the biggest grind in this game is the tech tree. So why is it, like, unnecessarily tedious? You know, Eric, you saying it used to be worse doesn't make it better, right? I played a version of this game back when, where all you needed was researchers. It was like the laboratory. They used paper, and you'd put it into a library, and then you'd have it, unless the paper decayed. That was the original system. That system was fine. It's fine. It's neat. Actually, I really liked that system and talked about how I thought it was a cool system a lot. And then he made it borderline unplayable, and now it's tedious. You being like, oh, it used to be way worse, is not going to stop me from bitching about it being bad. What are you trying to do here? Goddamn apologist. It's a fucked, stupid, bad system. That doesn't really add anything to the game. Aside from me bitching about it. I guess that's adding, I guess. It's content. Anyways, chat, help. Get me off this topic. Talk about something else, please. Otherwise, I will sit here and bitch about how I fucking hate this for the next 90 minutes. I think what you need to remember, Eric, is I've played this game probably as long, if not longer than you, and I've stopped because I've thought that elements of it were poorly designed or needed to be reworked. And you being like, the version of the game that you stopped playing because you hated it was worse is not ever going to be a argument or discussion that's going to make me go, yeah, I know you're right. It used to be a lot worse. I'm just gonna say, yeah, no, it used to be a lot worse, which is why I didn't play this game for 2 years. What's my favorite food in real life? Or in video game? Is it fair of me to say garlic? What's the certain point that you quit, Dangfong? Because what Dangfong in YouTube chat says, the research system is why I quit when I get to a certain point every time. How many employees is this taking? 9? I don't mind the treadmill of most of this game. I think actually, the treadmill of this game is quite compelling. And for the most part, it's quite well designed. At least it feels that way. But when it starts to collapse, it just gets rough. Do I owe you that command, Ilmirin? Are you supposed to have access to those? If you are, please let me know. I had to reset a bunch of them a little while ago, and if I missed one, that's my bad. Cucumbers and hummus. I need to get back into making my own hummus. I'm real tired of this. Do I just need to, turn on a curfew or something? Is that what they want me to do? Sure as shit seems that way. Grumble buffs. Curfew doesn't seem to last that long. It seems to automatically turn off pretty quickly. Interesting. I'm going to go to that ration maker, which is over here. Let's swap your recipe. Because I've got a decent amount of herbs. I'm just gonna leave the ration maker off. More guards? I kind of already have a lot. I guess I maybe need to upgrade the guard posts. That might be what it wants me to do. Because, I kind of have a lot of guard posts. but, like, can't even upgrade them? Yeah, I'm not sure really what it wants me to do with that. Probably need an upgrade for it, which, again, screams at the void. You're just a T1 basic? Gotcha. Well, here you go, then.
Let's take a lovely fruit that's made of.
I have thought about making the sound commands just a lifetime thing. Like if you unlock them once, you just get them forever. I've thought about doing that. But I just haven't. The actual increase in fish is pretty good, actually, for food variety. Loyalty's tanking, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, currently I'm just kind of locked behind tech. And I can't stop importing anything. Not everything I'm exporting makes money. Exporting clothing. Could swap to tools, but they never really buy those. I think what I'm going to do, what's my grain rate? Pretty high. Booze rate's pretty low. I'm gonna go to you, swap you from grain to brewing. See what that does to my grain rate. Okay, so I still have a decent grain rate. Booze rate didn't seem to increase much. Okay, well, let's, I'd like to make me another brewery. Kinda can't. What are you waiting for? Unavailable is grain. Do I? But I have fucking 400 grain. Excuse me. Maybe once this is done, I'll have grain. Maybe I would acquire another one to use. Just plop grain right there. Night, SCJ. We're looking for a recipe for tuxedo cheesecake, and you want to make that? Define tuxedo cheesecake. What makes a tuxedo cheesecake? A drought. Oh no! Anyway. That just means harvests will be worse this year. When do you harvest? 1.5 days. That's gonna have 3,000 grain. It's gonna completely overflow my grain capacity. I just want to see what happens to the booze. Once this is done. Come on, peoples. There goes the booze, plus 23. Food's skyrocketing. Got a bunch of extra helping hands due to food supply going up. Trial goes cold. It's been a long now without any new murders. Trial? What do you mean? Oh, trail, not trial. Will he return? I don't know. Cool. Collector moved on. We weren't giving him enough public press. And he got bored. Our Jack the Ripper is more like Jack the Dipper, as in he dips in and dips out. Gets bored easily. What a pathetic soul. Okay, so I'm producing kind of a lot of booze now. Here's hoping between that and the tavern, they get a little bit happier. So 2% of people here are happy about the amount of drink servings. Okay, so that actually answers that question. You cannot allow a food type to be purchased at markets, but that doesn't seem to restrict them from being able to get it at a tavern. So that seems like a good thing. Now, where the balls did I put that tavern? So I can build another one. I have no freaking clue. I want to say it was around here, but nope, there it is. Service is low. Maybe that doesn't mean that. Okay, hold on. Let me just permit them to have booze. Does that give them service? I mean, people are definitely going in there. Can you have multiple settlements? No, although you do need to realize I haven't even, like, covered half the map. I know that there is... You can control multiple settlements. I don't think you can zoom into multiple settlements. I'm gonna turn down this and that. I love that removing my master of furniture has like completely wrecked my furniture availability. Knowledge is up to 15. Innovation is down to -3. What about furniture, carpentry? That's all innovation. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Good news is, population's gone up. Yeah, you evade control in like the overworld sense over other cities, but you don't really have direct control over other spaces. Also, we're in an ad break, so I will leave the game paused until we're through with the ads. That's going all right. Someone over there. How are you? Kingdoms and Castles for a more simple experience? It was a game funded on Fig. I mean, if you're not like somewhat spatially efficient, you do eventually run into two main problems private parking. The main one is that people end up too spread out, and then they can't get from one thing to another efficiently. And then the other thing that happens is they'll move out of areas that are too remote so that they can live closer to work. They like the 15-minute city experience, is what I'm trying to say. Has this game gotten better? I fucking hate the tech tree and like research system, because it's tedious. But I do quite like this game. I still give it like a 7 out of 10 though. It's definitely like I have to be in a certain mood game, and it's definitely a game that I will bounce off of again and forever, probably. It's not perfect, but I do like it. I think I also removed a lot of employees from the carpenters, which I can add back in. Nope, not the carpenters. Thought I did, but guess I didn't. Research I did, though. Also doesn't help that I'm like constantly out of wood right now. Now I have a huge influx of furniture incoming. Just lost your job about a week ago. You just got a job offer? Hell, that's pretty good. Well, congrats on the job offer. I'm sorry that you lost your job. Hopefully it's at least a side grade and not a downgrade. Best of luck if it goes through. It's like one of the scarier things is maybe what I should actually say to read in chat is people losing their jobs. You never like to see that. So hopefully it recovers quickly. Or an upgrade, yeah. Which is why I said at least. Right? Let's do an influx of meat and then bring more in slowly. Because I do have a bunch more animals that I could just transport here. Because they'll eventually recover. Yeah, they've already got those animals back. See? All the way back up to 9 already. Going from insurance to a law firm? Hell yeah, dude. Congrats. Pour one out for someone over there. That's always a good thing. You love to see it. This is employing, what, 24 people? Which now I will have the odd jobbers around to handle, which is good. Food's getting a little thin. But having the brewskis around seems to be a positive thing so far. I would also like to copy this tavern because it's like all the way down in the middle of the city and put another one up here somewhere. That could work. Kind of wish that I could mirror an already built design. It would be nifty. Yeah, we'll put it there. This stream makes you want to start a new city in Songs of Six. Even here, so that's from the YouTube chat. Even hearing the music from this game makes me want to start a new city. That's like the thing that like, it's not bad. This is a positive, but like, that is something I do genuinely feel about this game. Is like, I quite like playing this game, and it irritates me. It's got flaws, many of them. Some of them glaring to the point where like they're almost unforgivable. But at the same time, whenever I see this game or hear it, I get this itch and I just want to play it, you know? Like there's enough flaws with this game that it's very hard for me to like say that it's great, but it does things that nothing else does, and that makes it fascinating. No, I only just started making alcohol. I mean, they enjoy it, but nobody's dependent on it. I just started making alcohol. We're on year 32. Like, if you look at the dwarves, like, they have different, like, priorities for food, and, like, they put different amounts of value on having drinks available. But at the same time, like, you know, it's not gonna, like, it's not the end-all be-all if you don't have alcohol in the fort. Or in a city, rather. Also, I'm gonna let them have that, so that they can fancy up their home. This is the biggest issue right now, is just the lack of stone income. But no, the dwarves are mostly just like grumpy miners in this. This game is pretty low fantasy in a lot of ways. So Guacupars in YouTube chat says, the last two cities I played in 6 were built in handheld, entirely in handheld on the Steam Deck. I have a question. Are you using the touchscreen for that? Playing a game like this with a stylus sounds oddly compelling. Move you to fruits and you to carpentry, which will decrease the amount carpentry I get, but will massively increase the amount of fruit I get. Also, we finally fixed the research problems. But I literally need 100 knowledge for the next levels. Thankfully, I do have innovation, though. So I could start leveling up breweries. Knowledge, man. Let's grab that times 2, that times 3. Let's also do bakeries. Although currently I'm not actually baking anything. So let's go back up to my bakery. My one bakery. Yeah, they're the dwarves. Don't reproduce at all and can only be gotten via immigration. Yeah, it's like... that is weird about them, is that you can't replicate them within a fortress Which really makes me wonder where they come from, but considering they die of old age. Unless they're supposed to be like a dying race. Which is kind of a neat idea, actually. Okay, let's just turn that down slightly. Okay, so we are producing fruit now. Well, not fruit. We're producing bread now. We're losing fuckloads of meat every month, but, you know, that's what it is. We've got a net positive on veggies. We'll have net positive on fruit every year. Okay. Alcohol is climbing. Slowly. What do you need? Unavailable is coal. You for fucking realsers. Fucking haul some coal over here. Okay, you know what? Fuck it, actually. I don't know how this system works, but let's fuck with it. The loading and unloading stations. Because I clearly need charcoal there. So I'm going to just see if I can transport some charcoal there. Also, I'm out of opium? Excuse me? I should be gaining opium, though. I may need another opiate farm. Is it the way, though? I don't know, man. I do have the livestock for it, but... Law issue. Many of your subjects do not feel safe in the capital and there are not enough guards to investigate every crime and presence. Well, what do you want me to do? Make like 40 more guard posts? And then you'll still complain? Only one way to find out? I mean, populace feels a lot safer. What does this do? Lawfulness minus 50. Never mention this again. I'm kind of leaning just never mention this again. I guess I think my biggest pain point with this game is extremely ambitious, and I respect that about it. The developer wants this game to be extremely ambitious, and I respect that about it. What I don't like about it is, while this game is extremely ambitious, it feels like it misses the mark in some ways, where if the game... Oh, I remember these. They just used to look different. If the game, instead of... Where am I supposed to get the resource from? Fetch the resources. There's nothing to fetch in this vicinity, but, like, my guy, there's... Should be charcoal right there, no? Okay, all these are dumb. Done. You've got, like, 2,000... Okay, let's just lower down that storage. There you go. I just need to go down to here. Let's say coal. I would say grain, but grain's right there, so. Anyway, I wish that there were some elements of this game that weren't so ambitious. Which really is kind of the antithesis of this game's design. So it's like kind of a completely moot point. But I do genuinely think that like there are some elements of this game that are phenomenal. And if those were the elements that were focused on more of the time, I think that I would play this game more. Because instead what happens is like I just get to the parts where I realize that the game is thin and it frustrates me. Because I see the parts that I really like, and it's like, if this had like 60% more focus put on it, I would like this element of the game a lot instead of being frustrated by it. And that's how I feel about this game. I want to like it. I really, really, really do. And unless you guys like listening to me bitch. You'll remind the developer that, hey, you know, like, your tech tree system is fucked, man. I do think chat likes listening to me bitch, I should be honest. I don't have the employees, period, right now. Minus 13, great. Odd jobbers, who needs those anyways? Okay, so now that I can do that, access. Just need like 150 more odd jobbers and I should be able to do that. Which is why you just do what the masters do. Elfie? You look at a game that has a good tech tree that's manageable, that makes sense, and you copy it. Like that's how that works. That's how it's always worked. It's not rocket science. At least I don't think it is. Unless you're playing Kerbal, then it's definitely rocket science. It's actually one of my favorite Kerbal memes. It's just rocket science. What's your problem? It's not that complicated. It's just rocket science. Let's get more fisheries. We're also trying to repair the pottery place because I didn't have a janitor down here, so everything was degrading. I really like the janitor system. I think that's a cool ass system. I mean, I'm not confused by it. I just don't like it. Gakko Pierce. I don't like it because the old one was better and was less tedious. Okay, so you are creating a fuckload of booze now. So let's get the other type of booze up in here too. So we're gonna swap you to this one, which uses fruit. And there is fruit right there. So you're now net minus 16. And you're net plus 165. What? Really? Okay. Wish I could just upgrade you. You know, I wouldn't complain about the tech tree if building upgrades weren't locked behind it. Like, if I could just upgrade this without having to spend these points, I think I would. I think I'd be a lot more okay with the way the tech tree works. But I think I'm just gonna pump points into you. Just give them a pretty hefty boost. Their functionality, you're at 170. You're back into the positives, which is what I want to see. Good news, chatterooms. We maybe are promoting alcoholism amongst our citizens. It's like, yeah, how hard could it be? It's just astrophysics and rocket science. I mean, come on. Quit complaining. Like, I realize this is what people always ask me about Dwarfort, and it irritates me because I don't know how to answer the question usually, but If you could add something or change one thing about this game, having played it or not, what would it be? And if you could say why, that would be cool. Even if that's add anime waifus. What would you do, chat? Something I am going to do to work on that crime situation is just plop torches everywhere. So I've got a lot of pretty dark areas of the city. Like, these are all the areas with torches. So all these dark areas are actually, like, pretty dangerous. The issue is they do use wood, of which I don't have much. So all I can really do is clear and hack them down. I do have to make more forestry industry, but I could start importing wood. Did I put a tavern up here somewhere? Yes, I did. It's over here. So let's say unload. I can't make these smaller. That's whack. And a loading station. This is going to be for booze delivery. Actually, you know what? Pause this. I'm going to put it over here. Cancel jobs. There you go. Put it there instead. This I can get rid of. Oops, no, not that. That I can get rid of. More of the music. Making the UI more intuitive. I think for me, I would want a manager job. Like, I think one of the best things they ever added was the search menu. I want a manager job or a manager-like menu, similar to the one in Dwarf Fortress, where I could just see basically like a grid list of every type of input-output I have. Maybe jump to it from that screen, but I just want to be able to mass change recipes from one screen. I want to be able to see everything on one screen because without like all the as much data, I just want to be able to see what recipes are where because different buildings can make different things. And that I find to be quite agonizing to go through and look at every single place where they could possibly be causing problems. Am I still exporting furniture? Probably. Because I do think it's very, especially with inputs, outputs, having to select all of these different, export depots to figure out what I'm exporting. I find that clunky and slow, and I'm not a fan. Okay, so that's an unloading station. You are going to load this, and I can only do one, eh? Great. Okay. In that case, then. I just need this. And then you. Let's do this, this. Maybe fruit, actually. But. Because most of the booze are right here. Man, that's a lot of employees and not a lot of work being done. "127% efficiency, yet, like, workload is low, eh?" So is this basically Dwarf Fortress on roads? No, it's nothing like Dwarf Fortress. This is like really, 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 really big Pharaoh. This is a city builder. This is not a colony builder at all. This is a more of an empire builder. Like, you build a city, big-ass fantasy city. You can do stuff on the overworld, like invade your neighbors and trade with people. The overworld is quite big. It's like Total War if it was a city builder instead of like kind of a light 4X is what this game is. It's a very different kind of appeal to Dwarf Fortress, but probably also takes on a similar audience. Yeah, I don't understand this in the fucking slightest. Pull source from another storage site, so like specifically from here then? I guess it's nighttime right now. Oh, is that what I need to do? So then in that case, I would need to go to where? Pull from a specific storage site. They still don't seem too interested in it. I certainly don't need all of these employees. Well, now at the very least they're running it. I don't know. Weird. Bizarre. It's like, you're not a storage site, you're not a storage site, you're not a storage... Yeah, okay. Because all of the booze is in here at the moment, and they're just not making it fast enough now. Ancient Factorial? If you don't have conveyor belts, you're kind of not Factorial, but it certainly has that kind of element. I think big Anno might also be... Big, complicated Mano for people who hate themselves is also a way to describe this game. Okay, I really don't like that I can't, like, tell them to go early. It's like all or nothing kind of thing. And I also don't like that I can't tell them to put multiple different materials into it. Well, I guess the only thing to do is just make more breweries. I mean, I do have the employees. Although... Don't call a game Factorio too much in my presence, because I really hate Factorio. If you call a game Factorio too much, then I'll just be like, well, I guess I hate this too now. I mean, I probably won't, but I do not like Factorio. I just don't like conveyor belts, really. Too much conveyor belt, not enough creativity. At least this has more creativity than that. Am I ever going to get more nobles, or am I just kind of like stuck at the number that I'm at? Oh, right. I turned off all of my masons. Let's increase these stone munners. Check your titles for the unlock levels. I mean, I could have just checked it in the first place, but I decided to ask. I guess that means you don't know. Where the fuck did they put titles? Nope, not there, not there. This is one of those menus that I find by accident sometimes, and then forget where it is immediately after. Also, in regards to rating, I really, it would be neat if I could just go out and kill these people. And there's probably a way to do that. Where's the menu that I'm actually looking for? Titles, there it is. Nope, not that. Level.
Picked this one up as a Christmas gift to myself. Having lots of fun with it so far. I just need to figure out how to stop these brigands from robbing my things. I'm thinking of a rather pointed solution. Feels okay, man.
Oh, I have more noble promotions. I just, okay. Interesting. All right, well, let's pump one into that. Let's put another one into fruit. One into fish. What does that do for fish? Currently at 1. At 18. 2 into brewskis. That's sorry, tired. No, it's fine. I found it. Rectified, by the way. Thank you very much for the 3rd month. Welcome back. Pick this one up as a Christmas gift. That's fun with it so far. Cheers. Need to figure out how to stop the brigands from robbing your things. I do not know why I'm not hearing these sounds. It's like driving me nuts, actually. It's like, by all accounts, I should hear them, but... Do they need to be connected somehow? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, like, this is the first time I'm messing around with this particular version of the loading and unloading stations. And it doesn't seem like it? No, definitely not, because they're delivering stuff right now. So it seems like you just make loading stations and they fill up. And then you make unloading stations, and then the loading stations just distribute to the unloading stations when they're ready. That seems to be the way it works. So, like, there's now just a whole bunch of coal down here.